All right, friends, so those palm keys are sounding kind of thin, and you know what I mean when I say palm keys. D, E, flat E, and F. Those babies right up here that you play with your left hand, those super high notes. Sounding thin? Well, let's fix those. I'll give you some ideas and some techniques that you can use. Now, I'm going to focus primarily on alto saxophone today because the alto saxophone presents unique challenges. It's a little bitty guy. It's got a higher voice, and we have intonation issues, all right? But these techniques will work on the tenor sax, the soprano sax, baritone sax, you name it. My name is Dave. I teach people how to play the saxophone. I'm grateful that you're stopping by here to the channel to visit. Let's get right to work. Now, the first thing with the alto sax palm keys are you got to go there. All right, I'll be willing to bet that you're doing long tones on everything, every note possible. Those of you who are doing long tones or overtone practice, but you're not going up here. Why? Because it hurts your ears, doesn't it? I mean, those are some pretty darn high notes, but you got to go there. And I have students who have never played up in that zone. And then suddenly when a chart calls for them to like hit a high F or something, first of all, they're looking at the paper going, what the hell is that note? And second, they try to hit it and, the mosquito sound comes out of the horn, all right? All right, so let's start with equipment. Your mouthpiece and your reed combination, all right? If you're playing a real thin reed, like a real low number reed, 2, 2.5, somewhere, well, 2.5's not so bad, but I like a 2 or anything smaller than that. You sacrifice sound at the top end of the alto saxophone in exchange for sound at the bottom end. And you're okay with that because that's where you play, right? A thicker reed, ironically, gives us better tone at the top of the saxophone, okay? You sacrifice being able to move around at the bottom of the horn, but the top of the horn is going to start to sing when you, say, move up to a 2.5, 3, something like that, okay? Now your mouthpiece. What have you got for a mouthpiece? Are you playing a real closed tip mouthpiece, or do you have a super firepower hot rod mouthpiece with a big baffle in it, okay? Either will work, but either of those pieces present challenges. So let's just assume for the rest of this little one-on-one we're having here today that you got a good reed and you have a good mouthpiece that allows you to move around the horn without having any second thoughts. I mean, all the notes pop out. And that you've been doing some of your long tone exercises, because playing these notes at the higher end of the horn take air. All right, air support. What do I mean when I say air support? Everybody talks about that, but I don't think they break it down. So let's break down what air support is. When you did your 100 sit-ups this morning, your abs, I'll bet they're still sore, okay? 100 sit-ups, sore abs, yes. Well, that's what you push with. You push with your abs. Everybody says diaphragm. Diaphragm is an autonomous muscle. I'm not going to get into the science here. You go look it up. You have no control over your diaphragm, but you do have control over this wall of muscle. And that's what it is. You fill your entire person with air and you move it on out, right? And there was an overtone exercise I gave you a few lessons back where you play a low B flat. You're fingering low B flat, but you're playing the middle B flat, the first overtone of the low B flat, the fundamental. You can go back and check that out. In fact, I'll link to it in the bottom of the description. I know that if you can do that your embouchure and your air are perfect, okay? If you can make that thing happen, you can finger low B flat, fingering low B flat, blow it a little bit overblown, and make middle B flat pop out. And then F and the rest of the notes all the way up the tree. You've got perfect air and embouchure. Your air support is right. So that comes into play when we get to the top of the horn, okay? Now we get up here. I want you to be able to do that, and I want you to practice this stuff every day, all right? Probably when nobody else is home. Put some protection, get some filters for your ears, because if you're going to do this stuff and have these high tones bounce around the house, I don't want any damage to the higher frequencies of your hearing, okay? But you got to practice these. And then the air support, a lot of air. And think about, I don't quite how to say this, but as if you were going to pronounce the vowel sound E, all right? E, like sing it. E. Now when you sing E with me, notice where your tongue is, right? The front of it kind of lays down behind your teeth, but the back of it sits up and almost touches the roof of your mouth, like that, the roof of your mouth. And they tell me that this speeds up the airflow, which helps you to help make those tones much more beautiful. So here we go. Add a little vibrato. Oh, control. Oh, that's so beautiful. And the goal, and this is a goal, is to be able to play the palm key notes on the saxophone and produce those tones without people saying, oh my God, he's playing a high D. He's playing, oh God, no, they need to sound just like the rest of your horn. The timbre of those notes need to sound just like the rest of your horn, okay? All right, hang on to those notes. Give me some long tone exercises on those. Check back in 6 days and let me know how it worked for you, okay? Remember, E, air support from that big wall of muscle, your six-pack abs there. Push all that air out and do it. Visit those notes, protect your ears, and I think you'll have good results, okay? And again, bigger reed. If you're really having trouble with that, think about bumping up in reed size. Try that and see if it helps, okay? All right, questions, reach out to me at the email I've listed in the description below. Again, I'm so grateful to see you. This is all I've got. I hope it helps, and I'll see you again next time.